Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen, and I am from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. And Dr. Liu, welcome to our interview program, and we want to thank you for supporting us. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Roger. It's an honor to be invited to this forum. I do think what you do is very important to really record the stories of Asian American entrepreneurs, scientists, technologists for their contribution to the world. So thank you. Myself, my education background is that I got my college education from Beijing University in cell biology and genetics. And then I got my PhD degree in biochemistry and molecular biology from Berkeley, from Cal. My professional history is that after my PhD, I worked at a biotech company called Chiron, which got acquired by Novartis 10 years later for $10 billion. That is back in 2006. So at Chiron, I worked in the oncology novel drug discovery group. And so after the acquisition, I started a new career. So I founded the company Eureka Therapeutics, which is now a clinical stage company developing cancer immunotherapy treatment for multiple cancers.
How Chinese philosophy guided our drug development.
Do you think your Chinese or Asian cultural heritage influence or affect the ways you approach, you manage your new venture companies? If so, how?
It's in a very big way. I think in a very big way. I think in two ways I think about. One is it's really helped me my thinking of cancer. How to find a cure of cancer. I think
interesting. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why the Chinese or Asian culture can influence the way you think about these product or business problems?
Yes. So first, let's talk the Western culture, the Western medicine. What is Western medicine? Western medicine is based on modern science, right? You break down the problem into individual factors, find the logic among them, right? We call it reductionism. And then you build the ground up, right? Then you identify a specific factor, specific gene, specific cell type, whatever, to modify. That's the way of thinking, right? The Chinese way or the Oriental way is more holistic. Look at this whole problem as a one big problem, whole. And we always kept saying, it's very complicated. That's a very Asian way of thinking. But one way you can say that's include. Another way you can say you look at things in the bigger picture, in the system kind of way approach. Then in the Chinese medicine, we always say, you have your own body, use your own body to deal with your own disease, right? That's kind of the Chinese way, medicine way thinking. So the Western medicine way is I develop a drug, a chemical, or whatever. I give it to you. That particular drug, a molecule, will treat your disease, will cure your problem, right? But cancer, because it's so complicated, you have to really merge the two. And what is that direct consequence or result of that is years ago, I figured out the best way to treat cancer is how you can mobilize the patient's own immune system to fight its own cancer. But in the Western science tool. But the concept is the Oriental or Chinese thinking. It's Chinese.
Yeah, actually, I was about to ask you. That's great. So, could you kind of explain it again, actually, how you are this kind of a Chinese or Asian culture holistic view influence the way you approach your products or your product development?
It's very important. That's actually guided Eureka to where we are today. the approach. So I say the Chinese way always think about human body is a big system, very complex, very complicated system. So I reach out this conclusion is that today, given all our human collective knowledge of our human body, we probably know about 10%. Right?
Oh,
hey, come on, we only know, a little bit, right? We don't know everything. We know 10% is maybe already too much. 10%. If you ask a biologist, we know, I mean, know everything all the way down to molecular level, 10% maximum. Then how much do we really understand cancer? Maybe at most 10%. When you combine the two, the product of this two ignorance, you probably totally have 1% knowledge, right? About really what's going on in cancer, right? How can you solve a problem, find a solution based on what you know, 1% of a problem, and find a solution? I said, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I think this is what differentiates us from computer people, from other industries. Computer people, they know everything about the computer. Every parts is human put in. Every computer code, they have it. We don't. We are basically blind people. We're blind. My seminar, I always use a blind man and an elephant as my opening slide. We don't never believe in expert. Any expert comment they understand. Those are people exactly. We don't. We are blind when we deal with such a complex problem like cancer. So you can't solve a problem based on what you know because you simply know too little.
Okay.
That's my Chinese way of thinking. Then the second part of Chinese way of thinking is we always believe cancer is a problem within our own body. Our body should know the best how to deal with it. They're now not being able to deal with it is they have some defects. Know most of it, but they have some problems that they are not being able to deal with their own problem, just like any social ills, right?
Right.
We, as an outsider, to seeing a patient, if we can somehow help the patients to mobilize or enhance their immune system, their own body, then they can best treat their own cancer. That's my guiding principle, guiding philosophy of treating cancer. Actually, funnily, that's how I started many years ago. This today is being accepted, not me, this become a mainstream in the US called cancer immunotherapy. God damn it. It's called cancer immunotherapy. What is cancer immunotherapy? Is using the upregulate immune system as a therapy for cancer. Today is already become a mainstream, only in the last 7-8 years.
Yeah. Dr. Liu, I would say, although you work in the pharmaceutical industry, but this kind of holistic view of the problem, and you only know a very tiny portion of it, it's very, very kind of applicable to many business problems. I think this is a great point. But you give us great example for the cancer as a powerful example, but I think this does not, kind of limit to the pharmaceutical problem.
Right.
Almost all human problems have this.
I agree, Roger. You're absolutely right. But we have to really be humble. And then you say, hey, I still want to solve the problem. So you say, where do I get the help? I realize I need to get the help from the patient immune system.
Right.
So that's how we started on this, where we are on the T-cell therapy. Why I realized the T-cell therapy, T-cell is the best tumor fighting machine is T-cell, it's immune cell. That's in the patient's own immune system. So, but I also realized that the Chinese way of thinking, holistic or system, is too vague. That's our problem. I think that's
a disadvantage in a sense.
It's a disadvantage. You have that, but it's a good way of thinking. In the end, you have to really settle down using the Western science and technology and develop something very tangible, very controllable to do it, right? To achieve your goal.
Thank you for watching.